In the red, our Zerg player taking out Fruit Dealer as well as Juke 2. He is the one, the only. His name sounds like a name a wizard would have. Zenio. In the blue, in the middle left, our Terran player. He is dominating. Excuse me.
I am MVP.
He is dominating in this event. I am MVP.
Yep, very good player. Now, interestingly, MVP, of course, StarCraft 1 Pro, very recent one. Zenio was actually a Warcraft 3 player, as far as I know. Not a famous one by any means.
Oh, is he?
But yeah, he started the beta literally seconds after it came out. He was one of the first people on the beta, and as he's one of these guys that's actually played Infinity games, kind of like Czech. I think Zenio has taken to economy management a little bit better than Czech, but you know, one of these players that's doing a good switch to a more economy-based RTS game.
There's a little subtle thing that occurred here. If you note, Zenio, he dipped inside the base, took a peek, and backed off, so the Terran isn't actually aware of the presence of this Overlord. See, watch, take peeks at the barracks. He's not in range of being spotted yet, and that's good. Oh, now he's been seen.
Yeah, I think he's just going to go on the ledge above the main base.
2 barracks.
Yeah, he sees that 2 barracks.
I swear I've seen this somewhere.
Yeah, I think so. He's got to be careful with the Overlord. Does not want to lose it. That would be bad. Losing Overlords this early is terrible.
That would be an oh no moment.
It certainly would, and I'm getting a little bit scared for that Overlord. It is going to make it to the cliff, but it's going to take a little bit of damage if MVP so wishes. Now, Zenio has gone for his hatchery first, of course, and is making that pool. He's going to have to be very careful and get that spine crawler up pretty quickly in a good position. And these spots are very much further away than Fruit Dealer's was, so Zenio's going to have an easier time defending it than Fruit Dealer did. And Fruit Dealer still defended it quite well, except for the spine crawler being placed wrong.
Now, one thing to note is that the positioning here, another note about the positioning, I should say, is you can park Overlords out. Oh, he's going to bring the barracks action, try to get that Overlord. Is he going to get that Overlord?
Nope.
Nope, it's away. So anyways, in the main here for Zenio, you can actually park an Overlord over that high area in between your expansion and your main, and you can see Marines coming that way too. So there's a lot more room. Unlike the difficulty of controlling the Zelnaga Watchtower, there's a lot more room to kind of see what's going on. And it looks like MVP is going to go for an expo here, which we will get a shot of in a minute.
Yeah, MVP realizes, okay, these are much further positions. My rush is much less likely to work in these positions, so I'm not going to rush. I'm going to maybe keep up some pressure. Sure, that's a great thing to do. Everyone should try that. But he's not going to rely upon a rush and instead just expand. So very good by MVP. You don't just, you know, even though you open with the 2 barracks, that doesn't mean you have to attack. It's still a very good economy opening to just make a couple Marines expand and then pressure the Zerg into making extra Zerglings and whatnot by rallying in Marines.
Here is the Ling speed on the way. And we have Command Center almost done. Looks like that's a 3rd barracks. Yes, it is. Nice tight wall.
Yep, very tight. And the Zerglings running up to the Marines and losing a lot of the Zerglings.
He's got to be careful here. He can actually just go attack him now.
These Marines are actually going to do sick damage. Very good move by MVP here. There are more Zerglings on the way, but it does take hatch time. So he's doing the damage he can do. He's going to run away now. Perfect.
Damn, that was nice.
That's
he didn't
how
overextend himself. That was exactly how you want to do it.
Now go home with those before the Zerglings hatch and speed finishes and you lose everything. Yeah, you said it exactly, Tasis. Don't overextend yourself. Some people are like, oh, it's an Overlord, and they right-click on it. Yeah, and then you lose all your Marines.
And then you lose the game, and you can see now Zenio is in a bit of a panic here, and he is continuing to donate Zerglings to his opponent. He might even try to peek again here, in which case he might lose more. Oh, no, he's got to be careful. He can get sandwiched here. He's going to check into tech labs. He's like, okay. Now the Marines can intercept again, and here they will. No kills, though.
Well, I'm telling you, man, I just am in love with MVP for doing that, for actually running away. Terrans, take a look. That's how you do it.
But that was exactly the way you're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
You get in there, you do the damage, you say, I know you're making at least a dozen lings.
Yeah.
And that's no drones. Your drones have already ran. You're behind.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to go back home.
You don't even have to kill things. I mean, he killed a little bit, but you don't have to kill anything. Just forcing... Zerg plays different than the other races. They want to make as many drones and as few units as possible at all times. Forcing more units and less drones, that alone helps you a lot. So, anyways, Zenio is teching up his Spire and Baneling Nest. Almost done, as you see there. Both going to pop about the same time. And he's going to want to be very careful and get Baneling speed quickly. MVP is actually quite well known for hitting nice little timing attacks where he has stim, and he just kind of walks you over because you don't have Baneling speed. It's pretty hard to actually get Baneling speed.
And he might get that timing attack here because of all the little poke he did in this opponent's base.
In fact, you know, if he just goes ahead and attacks with what he has when stim finishes and micros well, I don't know that Zenio is going to hold it. He's going to have to make a trillion billion Zerglings.
And he's already too focused on Mutalisks. He's got 4 Mutalisks on the way.
He's making a lot of mutas. So he's going to have to rely on those mutas, keeping MVP in his base a little bit longer. The engineering bay is a little bit late, but MVP deciding he is going to move out. Thing is, these mutas, they have to do something. They have to make him run back if possible. If not, do damage, go home, and defend as well as you possibly can. MVP just going to counterattack.
MVP's too far out. He says, all right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do with those Mutalisks. I'm going to make them come back home.
Exactly.
You got to defend or you're going to lose this.
Now, he's making spine crawlers. That shows he's nervous, and this is not going to go well. Not at all. Basically, all MVP has to do right now is snipe these out. Beautiful sniping out those Banelings, and the Marines are going to be able to kill everything else as long as those Marauders keep the Banelings off.
Okay, that's it. That's GG.
Yeah, this
he did it.
Going to be, unless these Banelings all hit.
Oh my God. Nice blocking with the Marauders.
And these mutas going to try to clean up the Marines. Not going to happen. Too many mutas too quickly. Not enough of everything else.
But you know what? He doesn't have very many stims left here.
No, that's true. You know, Zenio may be able to kill off these units, but right now MVP is feeling like a king. Look at this. He's killed off all those expensive mutas. He's killed off the Queen. He's killed a ton of Banelings, a ton of Zerglings, and a bunch of drones. Okay, all that basically Zenio killed was some units and a few SCVs before the attack began. So right now MVP is just worlds ahead. The supply is 62 to 49 in MVP's favor, and while that's not that big right now, it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Zenio trying to make some mutas. They aren't going to be able to do too much.
This is going to be almost impossible for Zenio to recover from.
Yeah, he has to get really tricky at this point. If I could give him some sort of advice, I'd say upgrade Burrow. See if you can't kill an army with a few burrowed Banelings.
Yeah, that's actually probably the best possible thing you could do, would be to detonate some Banes.
Yeah. It's not a solid thing. You know, it may not work, you know, several times out of 10. I don't want to give you a random number, but...
Thank you for that. Thank you for that random number.
Several times out of 10s, it may not work, but every now and then it's going to work, and when you're this far behind, you have to think of something like that, because right now Zenio he doesn't have a lot of drones. He has 31 drones against 47 SCDs, and his army is basically a bunch of mutas. And notice MVP, beautiful, stimming only a handful of Marines.
See, that's
only 4 Marines got stimmed.
MVP is seriously showing us how to do it here.
Yeah.
Every other time, remember Maka Prime yesterday? He was like stimming, I swear to God, like 30 Marines.
Yeah.
To chase away mutas.
And notice, just stimming a few, and okay, yeah, you're going to lose these, that's fine, but you didn't stim your whole force to run back. And that's important.
If we can get a shot of the top of the map, the Terran is expanding again. And there it is, a shot of it now. Meanwhile,
the Marines are walking down for an attack right now. More Marines popping out to try to stop those mutas. And,
nice.
Taking out some Banelings.
So this is pure Marines, so he's got to be very careful against Banelings.
Yep. It's going to be completely micro-base for MVP.
You can see he's just checking for a third.
That's right. He assumes that there has to be a third because, well, Zerg is going to be so far behind if he doesn't have one. And realistically, that is the case. He does not have a third. It's 102 supply for MVP. As I was saying, you know, that's just going to get higher and higher in comparison to Zenio. Zenio at 68. Looking like a pretty hard spot for Zenio here.
Nice chases the Zerg out. That turret will complete Zenio is definitely running out of options. There's only so many locations these Mutalisks can try to attack.
Yeah.
And so there's just turrets everywhere.
Most of the Marines taking their time. He's like, well, I'm low on medevac energy. I'm not just going to stim.
See, he's playing perfectly.
Just amazing play by MVP.
MVP is continuing to upgrade. He's doing a great job of just keeping the Zerg, against on the floor of the mat, if you will.
Yeah. MVP should think about moving this group of units back and rejoining with the rest of his forces.
What the hell are these medevacs doing here?
Ooh, gonna take out those medevacs. That is a nice little gain for Zenio.
Oh my God! He gets another medevac.
Killing a lot of medevacs here, but that is a lot of Marine stasis. They have +1 attack.
One medevac and a ton of Marines. This is a total sausage fest here. Now we got this Marine as a spotter here for the gold base. Terran scanning.
And he's just going to have to micro against the Banelings.
This actually could be a mistake. This could be what would allow Zenio to come back here. He's got to control those perfectly against the Banelings, and he does.
Yeah, and all that's left is a bunch of mutas. They're all injured at this point. The Marines really good against mutas.
Scans in case there's any burrowed Banes.
That's right.
There are none.
And notice how he walks back.
Yeah.
Doesn't overextend. It's awesome.
Turret and Planetary Fortress, ain't nothing touching that.
That's right. Now, we do have some additional starports going on.
Fusion Core.
Wants to make BCs. Just going to embarrass Zenio for staying in the game.
Not a bad idea.
I like it. Good style. And, well, there's not a lot of units for Zenio here, man. He's just now starting Baneling speed, which is like the ultimate must-have in this matchup. And he's just going to roll over these Baneling eggs. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Avoiding these Banelings. Scans again. He will take out the creep tumors. It's just these Mutalisks. And it's just not enough Mutalisks at that.
He is getting a nice collection of them, but again, as you said, not enough to take out this many Marines. He's going to need to hit with Banes, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Not a single Bane does any damage. Landing a mule. He is out of control. GG. I love that mule landing.
Yeah, he was just trying to embarrass Zenio however he could there.
He's like, get out, get out. He's pushing him out.
So MVP gains that first place seed from this group. Zenio going to take the second place seed.
I love the personality coming from some of these guys.
Absolutely.
StarCraft 1, some of the players were so boring.
Yeah.
Except for maybe Firebat Hero.
Yeah, that guy was fun.
That guy was like fun. But this guy, the MVP is just showing a lot of spunk. I like it. And, psychology does play a huge role in StarCraft.
It does.
I mean, if you start to get stressed
it's
out.
a mental game. And at these top levels, man, psychology is going to play a huge factor.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we got Marines that can dance. We got dropping mules in the middle of a battle because, of course, a mule can't attack.
You can repair a medevac, I guess. Yeah, I'm sure that's what he was dropping it for.
Part of the strategy.
But anyways, really good play by MMVP. It really shows you, these are the things that Terrans need to do to get better. You don't overcommit, do little pressures, expand again. Just great play.
He was so good at getting in and getting out.
Yeah, he left at the right times where he's like, okay, if I stay any longer, I'm losing all these units. I have to go now.
He's like one of the only people that's actually doing that.
Yeah, that's quite true.
In our GSL.
I think almost any Terran would have kept their Marines there and be like, I can kill the Queen and the Overlord.
I'm just going to keep microing. I'm just going to try to get everything. No. That's silly. You just leave.
It's not how you play StarCraft.
That's why he was so far ahead in that first attack, which Zenio barely held off.
Exactly. Well, we are going to go on to another game of TSL Fruit Dealer against OGS Juke 2. This is going to decide who gets 2 shots to stay in Code S and who gets only 1. So it's actually a very important match. So, yeah.
Yeah. I think
very
it's going to be cool. Fruit Dealer has to do well in this, or it's going to be almost impossible for him to stay in Code S. He'll be Code A. Oh, my God. How embarrassing. That would suck.
Yeah, Fruit Dealer and Code A just doesn't ring right,
That makes no sense. So, yeah.
That's all we have to say. We'll sit here quietly until the
let's,
commentators are ready.
we pretty much ready to go to our next players, so we can do that pretty soon here. It is going to be Juk Jung against Fruit Dealer. So I think we're going to get a shot of that right now. Should be a pretty cool ZVZ. A lot of educational games here, Artosis.
Yeah.
ZVZ so much better than StarCraft 1 ZVZ.
Agreed. It was worse for a while, but it's much better now.
All right, let's get a shot of these guys now. The Fruit Dealer on the left, Juktu. Excuse me, I almost said Juktu Jung. He changed his name to Juktu on the right.
That's right. Jung, of course, was a team. Now he's in OGS. They picked him up. They saw a good, skilled player in him. Unfortunately for them, he's going to be in the up and down matches along with Fruit Dealer, but one player will get 2 shots. One will get 1. Who will it be? Zelnaga Cavern ZVZ.
That rhymes.
Yeah, that's true. That's what I do, man.
That's what you do.
I'm like a poet with my words.
You're like a poet who wasn't even aware of it.
That is like the worst joke, too.
It is so funny every time I say it. It's so funny. What we need is candid laughter, so when you don't laugh, we hear something else. Or, We have John over there with a keyboard, and he's just hitting little laugh buttons and stuff.
Well, John's kind of nerdy. You might just laugh at that joke. Who knows? Anyways, this is going to be the same map for ZVZ again.
Yeah.
I hope that Fruit Dealer doesn't do something crazy be like, I hope you go 1 base mutas. Like, no, that's not actually a good strategy then. Like, if he's better than you, yeah, that's a great idea.
Oh my God. Brace yourself. The game is about to start. Our final game of the GSL. Code S. Get ready.